So that's one thing. Let's go back to the logs and see what else we're getting as errors. Okay, ingredient find. Apparently we're not finding ingredients for some reason. So let's see here what's going on in this URL. Okay, so there are ingredients. So this should be some kind of a bug we're having. And if I see, okay, and apparently we're not finding the value. So let's test that out as well. So this should be somewhere here. So apparently whenever there is no actual, when we don't have the amount of the ingredient, I guess they just don't put this tag. So I'll say, so I guess the best way to fix this is to first see if we find the actual ingredient or the value, and the same for type and the same for name. And if we do, then we can call these string methods. So let's say amount tag is equal to, because it's always going to be a HTML tag that Beautiful Soup is finding. So amount tag is all of this. And let's say if amount tag, then amount is going to be equal to amount tag dot string, okay? Else amount is going to be equal to none, okay? Okay, so that's one. Now we have to do the exact same thing for unit. So I'll call this unit tag, and I'm going to say, I'm going to cut the dot string, and I'm going to say if unit tag, then unit is equal to unit tag dot string, okay? Else unit is equal to none, okay? Okay, and finally the exact same thing for the ingredient, although I suspect here won't be so problematic. So ing tag is equal to this without the text, and now I can simply say if ing tag, then ing is equal to ing tag dot text, else ing is equal to none, okay? Okay, so that should fix it. And let's go back to the bottom and see what other errors we're getting. Okay, and as you see, well, there's another one, but I just wanted to point out that, you know, since we're using a queue, well, the queue is constantly feeding items into our worker, and here you'll see that since we had an error, we get task 520 failed to execute. This task will retry in 0.1 seconds. So this is a very awesome feature of a queue. So whenever your task fails, it will retry in 0.1 seconds. If it fails again, it will retry in 0.2 seconds. If it fails again, 0.4 seconds, and it will increment the time exponentially until it reaches, I don't know how much time, but you know, a lot of time, so that you're not, you know, hammering your server constantly with requests coming from yourself, which you know that will give an error. So this is an awesome feature of queues that they retry when they run into an error. So this makes debugging actually a little bit easier, because you don't have to constantly load up the queue and refresh and all that, because, you know, your refreshing is actually done automatically because your queue is constantly feeding these items into your worker, okay?